What up everybody, it's your girl July from Kickback Couture. Today I'm going to show you some cheat codes around using samples like loop samples and then building arrangements around them. Let's get it. Alright, right now I'm in Loop Cloud. I'm going to find a sample. We can go ahead and filter instruments, genres, labels, formats, key and BPM, and then we have additional here. We can choose rhythm. I'm gonna go ahead and select something soulful, like a lo-fi style for my genre. So we could go in classic hip hop, and we can also go under funk soul. But let's go classic hip hop for now. Here I can go ahead and click loop, and now I'll be shown loops. Under the filters I can go to instruments and select what type of instrument I'm looking for. So I would like to go with some Rhodes or piano sound. So I'm just gonna select Rhodes. And let's see what samples came up for us. And this one's a winner, so I'm just going to buy the file and move it into Ableton Live. Alright, so here I am in Ableton. I already have 2 audio tracks set up for my samples, but if you don't, you can hit Command T and create a new audio track. Alternatively, you can also right click, insert audio track. But in this case, let's actually skip the audio track. Of course, we can paste the sample here, which you might do if you use Live, but we can also use a MIDI track, create a simpler device, and we could drop the sample in there. So let's go ahead and grab that from Loop Cloud. Gonna grab the original, not the process, because I like to add my own processing. Alright, dropping that into simpler, and here we have everything, and we could click on slice, and everything will be sliced for us. So we have all those chords broken up for us automatically. If for some reason you have some stuff or you picked a loop that didn't necessarily have pronounced strikes and stabs, transients like this, then you could play with the sensitivity. It's already at 100, so if it has some more things in there that you don't want, you could definitely move that down and get rid of some of those transients. Alright? Now, what I want to use deCoda for. Now, the cheat code. deCoda. Let's go ahead and pull this sample up in deCoda to see exactly which chords are being played. Okay, so I got the process file because that one's a wave. And let's go ahead and hit open. And now it is available in deCoda for us to analyze. Figure out what chords it's playing so we can build on top of a beat. Alright, it's telling us that this first chord here is a C minor and the second one is A flat. And we can move down and see the individual chords. It says the BPM is 109, and here in Loop Cloud it said 90. So we can go fix that. Now it got this as 5/4, and that's going to be an issue. So let's edit the key and time. And we're going to change it to 4/4. And you do see that the downbeat is late here. So we need to change that. Using these arrows we can move the downbeat. But you see it's kind of cutting off the beginning. So let's go ahead and edit the beat grid. It's going to ask us to draw a bar. That's pretty good there. Now let's move that grid back, and we are golden. So now we can see everything that is happening. Okay, so now we can see all the bars 1 through 8. of the sample and exactly what chords are being played. Now you'll notice that we can't see some of these chords they're missing. But here we can click on the piano roll and it'll show us what keys are being played in that chord. Just broke down the entire analysis for us. Now once we get these keys in, we can come up here to export, and we can export the MIDI loop and drop it into Ableton so that we don't have to do it without, we could literally trace. It's like kindergarten and ECE when they wanted you to draw and you just traced it. It's so genius, right? So let's go ahead and copy these notes. Get the pen tool here. Alright, well notice we'll still have some gray area over here where it's cutting off. It just means it kind of got the tempo wrong, so we'll just go fix that. Okay, once we have that MIDI drawn, what we could do is come up here to these buttons, these little dots up here, 3 dots, and we can export this MIDI loop. Save it, and I'm just gonna call it deCoda chords. And save it, and let's hop back into live and have some fun. Okay, here I am in live, having fun with my pads and everything. Now before I move on to adding the MIDI into live, you may wonder why we don't just analyze the file in live like so. Right click, convert harmony to MIDI track. What we're looking at right now is the analysis that live did. It converted those chords into MIDI, and there's some notes missing here. And we'll say it looks really similar to what was shown in deCoda. However, deCoda has that analysis with the black lines. It looks like a pencil drawing, shows you exactly what keys were detected. As for Ableton, just converts it and boom, this is what you get. So you definitely get deeper analysis with deCoda, and that's why I decided to go with using deCoda for decoding those chords. Let's make a beat. Alright, that was incredibly fun to me. I don't know about you, but from here, what I'm gonna do is insert a MIDI track, and let's drag and drop that file in and see what chords we're working with. Alright, this is what we're working with. That's what we're looking at here. Let's go ahead and move these to the downbeat, and let's get a sound on these. Alright, so now in order to build this production, what I can do is either match the chords with how I chopped it, or alternatively, I can just take note of what notes are available and build on and create a bigger production, as I said before. Alright, so I know that I went in order when I did my chops, so what I'll do is make a copy of this down here just so I have the full MIDI arrangement, MIDI progression. Let's copy this over here. Alright, I do notice some timing errors with the drums, so I'm gonna go fix those. Now you see that we got pretty creative with the chords, and we dropped them into DX7 and moved them around, arranged them, and we got this little airy arp going in the background. And you can use your imagination to think of what you can do with that. We have the chord set right here of exactly what's used in the samples, so we could keep on building forever and ever and ever. And ultimately, you would want to stop at some point or you'll end up overproducing the track. But that's the beauty of deCoda and using it in companionship with your DAW. It'll tell you exactly what chords are being played when, so that you don't necessarily have to find the key and look for the chord. It's all there for you, and it has that graph to show exactly what notes are being played when. Now, as I said before, Live has that wonderful feature where it can convert a harmony in a loop or whatever sample you plug into it into a MIDI, but it's not necessarily as informative as deCoda is. So I use deCoda for tons of things. I use it in another tutorial where I showed how to make Pyrex Whipper type beats, and it lets you narrow in on the specific frequencies. So if I wanted to just solo the bass, I can hear exactly what's going on with the bass, and bring it up and hear exactly what's going on with the hi-hats. So I'll link that video up in the cards so you can click on that if you want to check that out. But deCoda, definitely a match made. I'm going to love decoding the samples I use so that I can play with them better. It's all culture. Kick back and cook up. Oh yeah, let me know what you would like to see next.